Pavilion, AXS.com. If you strike out here, not sure if there are still tickets remaining, but you can win the last pair of tickets from me right now. Good luck. 2 for clutch. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
The Alan Cox Show.
It's really just for people who are into that sort of thing.
A totally different thing.
And frankly, it's barely for them. 100.7 WMMS.
I'm going to have a whole bunch of shows for you next week. Get you into Aerosmith is doing their farewell tour. I'll bring them to Cleveland in September. They'll play the Romo Fijo. They get the Black Crowes opening for them. So if you want to see Aerosmith, we'll hook that up. Shinedown are at Blossom in September with Papa Roach and Spirit Box, who just did a phenomenal headlining run here at the House of Blues. Get you on the Cleveland Funny Bus. Alan Cox Show night on the Funny Bus every Wednesday in May. Bill's going to be your host this coming Wednesday. Funnybus.net if you want to buy them, but you can win them. Guardians tickets, White Sox are in town the 24th. Get your 4-pack for that. And let's say you're looking for plans for Memorial Day weekend and you think, Berea Rib Cook-Off. I'll hook you up with that too. Free musical entertainment. Kids 12 and under get in free. Free parking out at the Cuyahoga County Fairgrounds. Did we determine who was playing the Berea Rib Cook-Off? I know we were talking about the Willoughby thing with Stephen Piercy and the Marshall Tucker Band. Who did they have at the Berea Rib Cook-Off? Who was the live entertainment?
Not sure.
Music. Here's who you got when you win those passes from me. Let's see. You're going to have Cruisin'. That's a band. You're going to have a hard rock and country band called Bronx Country. You're going to have a band called Follow the Sun. Back, the number 2, The Future. They're going to be there too. Revolution Pie, a tribute to the Beatles. Jam Machine is going to be there. The Teabags Band. Now, I must stop you there. They're named that, I assume, because they cover British artists. You know how the Brits love their tea. And you know what? We will have our tea bags. So the tea bags are going to be playing there too. The Fugazis. So anyway, a lot of bands. But I'll have passes for you next week for that Berea Rib Cook-Off out there at the fairgrounds. People talking about the Browns schedule. I don't know if there's anything to talk about here. Bill is a Chargers fan.
I'll tell you what, though. The Chargers do a anime schedule release video that's really fun, but the best schedule release video is the one that the Titans put out.
Tennessee Titans.
As far as the Browns schedule goes, they got from like the strength of schedule is in their favor. They play a lot of teams that were like the last season were under 500, but I mean they got some primetime games. Browns fans will be happy with it. I think. I think the first part of the season's very difficult because they go Bengals, Steelers, and Ravens 3 to the first 4 games. And that 4th game is the Titans, and they're pretty good too. So, and the first part of the season is real tough. But other than that, I think they have a chance to have a pretty good record.
Well, the only Browns game that I traditionally go to is when my Chicago Bears are in town. And this year that falls on my wife's birthday. So I guess I won't be going. It's still TBD, but I know the date is December 17th. But the Tennessee Titans video is making the rounds for a very good reason because it's very funny. They asked people on Broadway. Is this Broadway in New York?
I believe so. No. Broadway. I believe it's Broadway in Nashville.
But wouldn't people in Tennessee know who the other teams were or no?
No.
Okay.
Not if they're just selecting the people that didn't really know anything about football. I'm sure they interviewed a ton of people, and these were the ones that gave the funniest answers.
We asked people on Broadway to help us with our 2023 schedule release. So they show people the logos of the teams. And hilarity ensues.
What the is that? St. Louis.
St. Louis Rams, they show them the fleur-de-lis. They show them the logos,
Yeah,
and the team goes, who is that? And then they just, whatever the person says is what they show them, show the logo with the incorrect. Lightning McQueen is what they thought this the Chargers.
Love that answer.
Oh, that's just the football logo.
Yep, Cleveland Browns, just the football logo is what it says.
Just the football logo.
On September the 24th.
The Boston Bobcats. No idea.
Yep, Bengals, Boston Bobcats. There you go.
Cowboys, yeah.
Yep. Indianapolis Colts. They were sure it was the Cowboys.
Baltimore Orioles.
Baltimore Orioles.
Ravens,
The Ravens.
This
Yep.
one is the Red Stallions.
Yep. Atlanta Falcons.
No, Red Stallions.
Stars. There's the Steelers logo. She goes 49ers, 69ers, the Stars.
The Steelers one is so funny because
It says Steelers,
on the logo.
Yeah.
Pirates from the islands of the Caribbean.
Yeah, there's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Pirates from the islands of the Caribbean.
Chester Cheeto.
Yeah, there you go. The Carolina Panthers, Chester Cheeto. No, that's not the
No,
Panthers.
that was
that's
the Jaguars.
Jaguars, sorry.
No, they get to the Panthers too, and someone says
North Carolina Tigers,
Yeah,
is what
Tigers,
they
yeah,
say.
yeah.
Anyway, it's
Yeah,
very
it's
funny.
Very, very funny.
And you can tell if people are watching. I could tell this morning that other people were watching it because I heard the music over and over again.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they're watching that video.
That's funny.
So Tennessee Titans
Well
going
done.
wide, if you'll pardon the pun, with this video of asking people to help them out. What are these teams? Eagles. Somebody got, oh, no. That was the Seattle Seahawks.
The Seahawks. Eagles, Pittsburgh, I think is what they say.
Person for, yeah. Eagles from Pittsburgh.
No, but I mean, as far as schedules go, it's always exciting to see the home games and the primetime games and all that stuff. And I know a lot of Browns fans are excited about this upcoming season. So I hope you have something to cheer for. I think getting the Steelers at home on Monday night is a pretty exciting game. I'm sure you'll be doing Cox Out again. So that'll be a wild time.
It's always year to year, but I certainly hope we'll be back doing the Cox Out pre-games because those are some of my favorite things to do. I like those a lot. But again, I don't think that I'll be spending my wife's birthday at the Browns game. It seems very, very unlikely. Usually we only get them here pre-season. So for them to be here regular season is a rarity. Maybe, I was wondering if you were going to be going on any of those birding tours that they're talking about so much.
Yeah.
All throughout Northeast Ohio.
I'm glad that you were wondering about that for me because I know.
Well,
off the air, I'm always just like birds.
No, but you said that, haven't you said that maybe post-retirement or whatever, you'd be looking at birds? Trains and birds?
Trains, yes. Birds, I don't know about. I don't know about birds.
You're not going to become a later-in-life birder?
Not as far as I know. I do have a friend.
Birders?
I do have a friend that is very into birds, and she gets very excited. I have a few friends that are very into birds.
Well, maybe they'll...
and they're younger than me, so I don't think you have to wait till later in your life.
I was reading an article on the Nature Center at Shaker Lakes. They do Sunday morning bird walks, and I was like, oh, that's probably fun for a couple of people. It was a picture of like 24 people with binoculars looking up. I'm like, wow, people out there. And again, I think things can be so chaotic that these are just the kind of back to nature things. There's no heavy lifting. You're not going on a 90-minute hike. It's not 90 degrees. It's low intensity. But the spring migration is happening right now. You may have noticed in the morning you hear more birds chirping. Maybe you haven't noticed. Maybe you're not up that early. I'm up around 5, so I hear those birds very, very early. They say that May is the best time if you want to see a little variety, and so they do these things over by where we live. We have the think it's called the Great Lakes Nature Center. It's called something like that. But they have one over in Shaker Heights, and they do these bird walks. They don't start that early. They do them around 7:30 in the morning. But Metro Parks, and for people who are looking to kind of chill out and look at some drones, quite frankly, don't think that we don't know what's going on. This is a way to get people into surveillance propaganda. 'Cause none of these birds are real. They're all drones. They paint them differently, and that's why the chirping noise sounds so pre-recorded. Why it's so consistent. Because it is.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to make it sound more unique for each bird. Just one chirp sound.
Wait until the AI comes for the birders.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you'll be out there and you go, oh, listen to that. Oh, my God. What is that? A red-breasted booby? What is that? That's a species of tit.
Oh, that's
up
a
there
tufted titmouse, I believe.
Well, that's a mouse.
No, a tufted titmouse is a bird.
A titmouse is a bird?
Yeah.
I thought that was a mouse. Oh, it is a bird. Oh, my God, that's a tufted titmouse.
Mm-hmm.
It's part chickadee. And then you stand there and you go, that's, what? Oh, there's a raven. Quoth the raven. Why does it sound so consistent? Because it's pre-recorded. Sometimes the pitch will change, sure. They'll go, oh, the settings got screwed up on it.
Battery's low. It's a low bat.
Yeah. Why does it sound so? That's its mating call. They come up with some explanation. All right. You're sure? Yep, I'm sure. Huh. We probably don't have kookaburras in Northeast Ohio, do we?
Not natively.
Yeah.
They're an invasive species.
Right. You hear that a lot if you live in Ohio City. All the hipsters with their dumb chickens. But what an exciting time to be alive to watch birds that clearly aren't. Why is that bird called a mouse?
I don't know. I didn't name the birds. And it's not called a mouse. It's called a tufted titmouse.
A tufted titmouse, derived from the Old English words tit and mace, which means small bird. So mace eventually became obsolete, and it became mouse. Okay. Well, again, it's cute as hell. If you're looking for cute, you want to overload on cute? Go find your birds. We have a lot of bureau chiefs in the great state of Florida. Of course, we hear from them quite frequently. One of them sent me the story about the Florida cop. Could not have been on the force for very long. She's 25. A woman named Diane Ferreira was a cop in St. Cloud, Florida. And she stole a dead man's credit card and was racking things up on it. And boy, did they bring the hammer down on her for stealing. I guess she was doing like a welfare check or something in someone's house.
She needed welfare.
And she was on a call to a couple's home where the husband had died. And she took the card. And they brought the hammer down on her.
Information uncovered during this investigation shocked and appalled me. It directly violates everything that I expect and demand from our law enforcement officers. She was arrested with her handcuffs before being transported to jail. The badge she wore in her uniform is tarnished and will never be issued again. In fact, it's going to be destroyed.
What are they going to do, burn it?
Yeah. Boy, are they picking the wrong cases to make a big show of force.
She just needed some money. I'll be scared for my life, too. He did. What he need the credit for?
We arrested her with her own handcuffs. They're picking and choosing. You put 96 bullets in a black kid, you might have to take a job 2 towns over. How you like that punishment? But credit card fraud, we will melt your badge down.
This reminds me of Scary Movie where they hit the guy because they're spoofing. I know what you did last summer where they hit the guy and they're like, "What are you doing?" They're like, "Well, we already killed him. We might as well rob him too." Like, that's really what I feel like. I'm like, he already dead.
Oh
like,
God!
You can fight the
They're
purchases.
acting like she murdered a whole family. Tarnished. We're melting down her. We're going to retire her jersey number. We arrested her with her own handcuffs. Taken into custody and credit card theft. She used it to make personal purchases like fast food and eyelashes. Classy gal. Well, listen, when you want to look your best, you got to put eyelashes on and then eat a bunch of fast food. But they are not putting up with any nonsense down there.
Florida sucks.
She took pictures of the credit card and used the information to make purchases. She didn't steal the card. But her police chief there called her cold-hearted. Pretty ruthless. So she used the card to get stuff from Wendy's. How do you order Wendy's with a picture? You do it on the app?
Yeah, you can do it on the app.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go through the drive-thru and just hold up the picture. Here's the number. Can you scan the...
Oh.
You get your nails, your eyelashes done, and got food from Wendy's. She hadn't even been on the job for 2 years. She had no criminal record. But apparently, she figured, who's going to miss it? The guy's dead.
She could have just took some cash. It's a victimless crime.
No, it's not a victimless crime. She's stealing from... It doesn't matter if the person's dead. They're still a victim.
But he didn't know.
Victimless crime. No, but the wife is there. The husband's dead, so they called. The wife is there.
She should have just took some cash. If she was going to steal,
if she...
do it respectfully, take some cash.
Respectfully steal. Why isn't she engaging in respectful credit card fraud? The wife's going to get those bills. Say this woman racks up all this money. The wife's going to get the bills.
That's
what you go, hey, you haven't paid us for all the Wendy's and eyelashes. She's like, wait, I don't know what this is. I don't have eyelashes. And I don't eat Wendy's. I prefer Burger King.
Well, then go to Burger King. Wendy's is better, though. You know it is.
Hey, by the way, you're going to have a harder and harder time finding a Burger King. I cannot figure out why Burger King cannot get a leg up. Burger King is superior in so many ways. They're shutting hundreds of Burger Kings down.
They take too long.
The one closest to me, they turned it into a Mexican restaurant. They, gutted the thing. Burger King is closing 400 stores this year. They still have a lot, but that's a lot of locations. I don't know.
Where do you think they're superior? In what? Their fries are better.
The burgers are great. Fries are not better.
Their fries are the best.
Nope. Wendy's has the best fries.
Yes.
And I'm not being paid to say that. But the hamburger, the flame broiling, come on, man. The chicken sandwich, the flame broiling, dynamite. But for whatever reason, they just can't.
I feel like they've fallen off.
They can't figure their zhuzh out. What do you mean take too long? It's fast food. You pull through, they hand you the food.
But out of all the wait times, I feel like Burger King's is the longest.
Because you're the first person to go there that day, so they got to fire up the grills.
My point exactly. They should be prepared.
They're like, oh, man, it's a customer day. Damn it.
They rolled out this big ad campaign, Reclaim the Flame, and this whole thing, and they're spending tons of money on advertising, and I mean, they're pretty legit on social media and things like that, but they're redoing the restaurants, but they just, I don't know what it is. They can't figure out their lane. I think they're trying to, a lot of the new restaurants, they're going to have the kiosks that look like charging stations. You can just pull up, make it all mobile. But yeah, they're shutting down a ton of Burger King restaurants. I think that Impossible Burger did not do nearly what they thought it was going to do. They were trying to be first in line in the plant-based meat. And they were like, well, this will be an option for people. Hoping that they were wrong, that people who go to fast food, they're like, yeah, people aren't going to fast food places for their health. And those aren't healthier anyway, the plant burgers.
Those chicken fries are superior.
Those are legit.
Oh, I
Those
love
are
a
good,
chicken
yeah.
fry.
So, I don't know,
I'll
man.
give them the chicken fries. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Monster Jam tickets. How about that? I'll get you a 4-pack.